are here on a very chilly December day to talk to you about prepping for your evolved stone. So naturally, it's exciting. This stone is awesome and we want to just get it up on the wall. But as always, we have some important prep work to do first so that our building is nice and secure water-wise and air gap-wise, so that we have everything in place behind that stone. With that, you are going to start out by evaluating the seam along your ground, so where your two materials are meeting. In our case, we are meeting with a concrete pad and our zip board. As the nature of the ground and that concrete goes, there's going to be wider gaps and narrower gaps. We utilized our backer rod. We had 3 different sizes just to fill the varying gaps that we needed. After we had the backer rod in place, we came back through with some caulk and completely sealed the seam using the caulk.
So we are doing this as our first layer of defense to keep water from getting between our building and the front patio of these units. And when that happens, water will get down there onto that rim joist, and that rim joist will just rot out over time, and you'll have to replace it like we had to do with this entire front of the building.
Yes.
So to prevent that from ever happening again, we've done multiple layers of water protection, and this caulking is the first one. So now that we have it all sealed up at the bottom, we can now put in our method of adding an air gap. So the evolved stone, we need to have an air gap behind it to allow for water drainage. And it goes on at this point because now we have all the bottom set up. So when water drains behind the stone, it'll hit that flashing and be kicked out over top the patio and not near the building at all.
Exactly. Not running back into your house, which is important.
The rain screen that we're using is Mortairvent by Advanced Building Products. Is recommended by Evolved Stone. It has actually been really good to use so far. It's kind of funny looking stuff. It looks like a weed barrier on one side with a bunch of squeezed out little bits of plastic on the other side, which gives you, I think, about an 1/8 inch air gap behind the Evolved Stone. So to install it, it's best to have 2 people because it's kind of a big roll. And you can throw some staples in to start with, and one person can start rolling it down the building, while the next one comes after every few feet with a slap stapler and just smacks it on there and holds it up.
Also, it's important to note that one side of that screen, or at least in our case, you may be able to actually order it without it, I think. But in our case, we have a bug barrier as well, and so there's an extra little flap of the rain screen that you're just gonna tuck underneath. So you'll wanna make sure that you have the plastic side facing the building, that flap is tucked underneath, and then you have kind of your mesh material facing away.
Yes, that is a good call out. And then as you get on there, what we're doing is having the evolved stone come about halfway up the building. And so it's not the total height of the rain screen that we're using. So instead of trying to pre-measure it and pre-cut it to fit exactly where we're going to, what you can do is just leave it up as is, the full height, and install your stone, and afterwards come back with an X-Acto knife and trim it across the top.
now we are pretty much prepped and ready to start installing the stone, which is the exciting and lovely part. So that will be coming up next, but for now, I think that's a wrap.
Tour.